And now we're live. Awesome. All right, guys. So where we left off the other day, our learning target was making banners or these headers in Photoshop and bringing them in to Dreamweaver. All right. Remember, we learned the difference with saving as a JPEG and saving as a GIF. All right. So today, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the difference between these, like creating a CSS that's like an ID CSS to a class CSS. All right. So I'm going to give you guys about what we need, about one more second here. We got two more people needing to log on, right? Christian, yours is still starting up. Marshawn, yours is still starting up, guys. Go ahead and go site, new site, get your sites up and running, and then we'll get going. Christian, we good to go? Almost. All right, again, guys, if you go ahead and just search my computer on the right-hand side in the files like Christian's doing or whatnot, you're going to not have the exact same look I am. So again, I am going to constantly stress that you go to site, new site, upload it that way. Then again, it is what it is for you. All right, so these ID CSSs affect the whole thing that's whatever's in that ID, right? Like it affects the div, it affects the whatever's inside that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the difference between the two. First, we're going to go back into our CSS designer, all styles, and then I want you to go ahead and click the header one. I don't know what the heck this is. Is this thing even doing anything? No, it's not. Let me delete this one. There we go. Inside your container header, all right, you should be able to go down to where it says border. Let's say we wanted to do a border around our div for home. All right. So again, all I did was click Style CSS, and then I clicked my selector, hashtag container, hashtag header. All right. And at the bottom, you can uncheck that mark. I'm down to where it says border. Let's go ahead and just choose a simple border for this. We got width, style, and color, which is right here. So if I wanted to do a width, I can do a width pixel-wise. So let's say I just want to do a 2-pixel width. Let's go ahead and change it to a solid. And I'm just going to choose a red color, like so. All right, and since we have constrained all of our stuff, it's going to look like it's not really all around it. But that's as simple as it would be to make a border using a ID CSS. All right, you're going to see the difference here in 1 second. Okay. I cancel. What do you do? You're at insert. Not insert. Go to assets or CSS design. Okay. For the header. There goes header. Down here. Uncheck that. You can get rid of the down. That thing right there. The source. Click your source. Where's your source of this website? Attach. This is your South Park one. Browse. South Park CSS and go to your CSS folder. Oh, there's styles. Where's your South Park one? Oh, there it is. You guys put it in the right folder. Hit save. Okay. Okay. Then you go to selectors. Hit the header. Go to border. All right. So with this now, all it does is anytime you have something called header inside your container, it's going to put a border on. This is where the class CSS helps. The class CSS allows you to create something that you can apply to whatever you want. Now I'm going to show you that here in a second. All right. So I'm going to go to my second page, which is my Simpson page. Let's go to the internet here. Let's very simply, I'm just going to look up an image of the Simpsons just to use. I'm going to find a decently big one here. This one right here looks pretty good. I'm going to go to View Image. Right-click, Save As. Make sure you're saving it in your folder, inside your TV. Now, again, whenever you take an image off the internet, it's automatically saved as 72 resolution. I'm going to go to my Asset tab, hit Refresh, and this is all I want you to do. I want you to drag it inside your body and then go ahead and adjust it if you need to. Actually, I'm going to make it a little bit lower. I'm going to make it 750. There you go. So notice I got room on the right of my image. All right, so I made my image by using the property inspector at the bottom. I made it so I've got room on the right because we're going to be adding a border to it. Give you guys a little bit more time to get your in there. Go ahead, guys, put your alternative text too. So in my alternative text, I'm going to put the Simpson family. All right, Christian, you good to go? Angelina? All right, we'll give you a second or two. Did it help you out looking at the team pictures?
No. Because there's no names on them.
Yeah, but weren't the jerseys the same?
No, I can see that they're different in these pictures. I just don't know which jersey lines up to which team.
All right, go into it. See. Well, varsity is
This
going
one's
to be
varsity. I know this one. Okay. I recognize her in a couple of them. I don't know about this one. I don't know about this one. I looked at the teams and I recognize almost no one. Which one am I supposed to use? I was thinking this one, but
You can use her in Photoshop a ball on her hand.
Okay.
All right, Angelina, you ready? All right, everybody's got an image in there. Awesome. So we're going to create this class CSS. Now, a couple things you need to know about class CSS. A class CSS is going to be able to be applied to any element you want. All right? It can be applied to any element you want. All right? And in order to do that, you need to apply it. You just can't create it and hope it goes wherever. Once you create it, you need to apply it. And class CSSs are dictated by this. So if we go over to our CSS designer, all right, inside our styles.css, we're going to add a new one, but we're going to rename it .border. All right, period border. No, you just, for class CSSs, you name them. The only rule to a class CSS is it has to start with a period. So where it says selector, no, keep it in your styles.css. In your selector, name it .border. It has to start with a period. So just like your ID ones have that hashtag, ID CSSs, your class CSSs will have a dot in front of it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to say, all right, what do we want anything to look like that we apply this to? Well, This CSS is going to be applied to stuff we want to have a border to. So with dot border selected, let's go down to our properties. And I'm going to go to the border thing, and I'm going to go ahead and let's make the width pixels. Let's go 5 pixels. Style. I don't know. I don't even know what half these ones are. What's groove look like? Let's choose groove. And a color. Let's use a baby blue for me. Now, you can go through and adjust each side of it, but we're going to keep it universal right here. The radius, that is, you know, having it curved or whatnot. I'm going to give you about 20 more seconds to get it to say 5 pixels grooved in a color. All right, now, if you notice, nothing has happened because, again, a class CSS needs to be applied. So, for instance, I'm going to show you that you can use this multiple times on a page. So I'm going to go ahead and click my image. And then down in the Properties Inspector, take a look. You see where it says Class. And if you hit the down arrow, you will now see your class CSS that you created. You're not going to see the dot, but it'll say border. All right, we just applied it to the image. You can now click your body div. Let me see if I can get that. There you go, my body div. I can apply the border to that. I can click my header div. I can apply it to that. So again, just by selecting or creating a class CSS, you now have freedom to apply it to whatever you want. Now the problem with that is it does add pixels. All right. So for instance, if you apply it to your body, notice it sucks in on the inside of it. It's going to add those 10 pixels all the way around, 5 on each side. All right. So class CSS has become very helpful if you want to add the same border to multiple things. The things you guys need to remember with them is 1, they need to start with a period. All right. And 2, they need to be applied. So let's go ahead and make one more, because what I want to do is I want to center this image in between my body here. So you're going to have to do a little bit of math. My body is how many pixels wide? 800. I put a 750 pixel image in there, so I've got 50 pixels remaining, right? Correct? So I'm going to go ahead and make a CSS that pushes them over. So take a look here. I'm going to go ahead, create a new selector. I'm going to label it dot margin. I mean, I know this is tedious. You could do this easily somewhere else. But I'm just going to do a margin on the left-hand side of 25 pixels. Oh, hold on. With this one, can you apply more than one? I don't know if you can. You might have to make one just for it. So I'm going to label it margin and border. So then I'm going to go down to the border. Put that border back in there. What did I do there? 750. Trying to figure out why mine did not get centered. Trying to think here. If I had 50 pixels, if I put 750 in, that gives me 50 pixels. I should be able to do 25 on each side. However, though, 5 pixels over here, 5 pixels over there, 5 pixels, 5 pixels, 10, 10. Might be only able to do 15. Try 15. 15 might work. That's where your math came in. What's up? It might be. Let me delete my text, but I think it's because the borders are 5 each around, so I have 10 pixels on each side. So maybe I need to change it to 15. I bet you it's 15. Yeah. That's what it was. So when you add those borders, like I was saying, it adds to the amount of space being taken up. All right? Since I added that border to my body, that took away 5 pixels on each side. Then I added 5 pixels to the image itself, so that took another 5 away. So on each side, I have 10 pixels taken. Out of the 50 remaining pixels, when you subtract out that 20, I only have 30 empty pixels. When you divide that by 2, you get 15.
And that's on the margin?
And that's in the margin one, yep.
Oh, 10 pixels in the margin?
On the left, yep. Just the left. You don't have to do the right because it's automatically going to be there. Well, yours is going to be different. This is a different size picture than mine. So yours is 800 pixels, right? Okay. Go out. How big's your image? Where's your property? Let's snap that at the bottom. Check it out. You grab this watch, you gotta just do it from move. So your image is 640. So grab your piece of paper, grab a piece of paper. You gotta do 800 minus 640 to find out how much you got. Yeah, everybody's dimensions are going to be different, guys. You don't need to do the other side. Because if you center it, it's going to have them on both sides. Yeah. So again, this is how mine was calculated, guys. Okay. Here's my 800 pixel body. Inside this 800 pixel body, I put a 750 image, right? So out of the 800 pixels possible, I use 750 of them up, which leaves me 50 pixels of free space, correct? However, though, I added a 5 pixel border on each side, right? So there's 5. There's 5. I now only have 40 pixels left on left and right, but I also added a 5 pixel border on my image. So now it's another 10 out. So now I've only got 30 pixels of free space. If I want it to be centered, I divide 30 by 2, gives you 15 pixels of space on each side. So let's go through yours. Did you apply the border to the body div? Click your body div and apply the class on that too. No. In there. Nope. Where's your body? Right there, right? Click your body div. So what's a div? Show me a div. What's a div? That's how you insert them, yes. But when you insert them, what do they look like? Where's your header div? Click it. That's your image. Where's the div? There you go. Right? So where's the body div? It's the nav. That's the container. That's going to be the container too. All right. So here's a problem I'm running with, and it's not just you, Nate. Don't worry. A lot of people are trying to figure out how to select just certain divs or elements. What I want to point your direction at is take a look right underneath your split code. Do you guys see this like little line of typing right here? That's actually what element you have. So for instance, if I click my image, notice it says body, div container, div body, dot border, image, dot margin. Do you see all that? If you want to highlight or get one thing, you can actually just come down here and click it. So if I click div hashtag body dot border, I now have my div tag that is my body selected. So did you get it? So click just the body right there. Now you got it. Now apply the class to it. Now click off it.
So just click up. What's up, Rouge? Change it to blue. It's a big, go to your border. Click that show. All in. There, the background, garbage that. Scroll up. Garbage that. Scroll up. Give it a style. You don't have a style for it. There you go. So you see how it's there?
All right. Now, you ready? So, Nate, we want to center Nate's image. In order to center Nate's image, this is what we need to do. Nate's got 800. But then he put how big of an image was in it?
What?
How big's your image?
640.
There you go, 640. So 800 minus 640 is 160 pixels remaining on both sides, right? We have a border on each side, right? 5 pixels on each, right? So you got 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, taking up some of that 160. So subtract 20. So you have 140 pixels remaining. So on each side, how many pixels should you have? You should make your margin how many? Nate, there you go, 70 pixels on the left, and your image will be centered. All right, what I want you guys to do, I want you to go to the home page. You can go to Photoshop, create a photo of all the images you're going to do. So, like, for instance, on my home page, if I was going to make a image for this, I would do a collage of The Simpsons, Inception, and Wolf of Wall Street. I would make something in Photoshop with all 3 of those. Save it properly. I want you to put it on your homepage in the body and create a class CSS that adds a border to it. Sound good? While you're doing that, please pull up your, what's it called? In the lab 1 and 2 from chapter 2. That will automatically allow me to see your chapter 1 because they add on to each other. So open up computers and baskets and I will give you a grade for it. Remember, is worth 400 points. Each one's worth 200. Are there any questions before I let you go?